So now once we have done with the layout, now let's try to code it. So we have assigned the name for all the components. So this is your edit text. Oh, we have not given the name for this. Let's double click here and we'll provide a name. We'll say this is ET1, this is edit text 1, and this is E2, ET2, ET2. Okay, so we got two edit text, and so this is ET1 and this is ET2. Is it? I mentioned. Oh, I mentioned it is ET2. Okay. Now, so now we have all the components. Now the next step we have to do is we have to write the code for this add. Now, how to add the code? Let me run this application on the emulator first. So let me just pause this video so that I will open my emulator and then I will run. Now, as my emulator is started here, so now what I will do, let's enter two values. So when I say 9 and 6, I want to add these two values. As soon as I click on this add button, nothing happened. It's because your button now is deaf. Now what we need to add is we need to add the listener to the button. Now how to add listener? So go to the Java file. Now this is whenever you want to achieve some actions, you have to use your Java file here. Now the first step is you have to create the object for all these components. So we have four components here. We have four components. First one, second one, third one, and fourth one. You have to work with these components, right? So we have two edit text, we have one button and one text view. So to do that, again we have two more text view here. Why not them? Because we are not doing any operations with that. It's just a label. So let's get that four objects. So to get those four objects, what we can do is just go to this, okay, go here and just type the first one, which is edit text. So we'll require edit text here, and we require two edit text, which is ET1 and ET2. And then next we require a button, so we'll say button B. Okay, that's one. And we require the third one. Let's import the package for this. So just go to the button and say control space, it will import the package for you. And the next one is text view, which is T. Okay, so we got these three values. Obviously this is answer. Okay, now we need to assign the memory for those. Now while providing the memory, you have to also reference your edit text, which is in Java, to the edit text in the XML. To do that, we have to say et1 equal to, there's a method called as find view by ID, because that's a view, right? Because every component on your in Android, they're called as views. And in this, in find view by ID, you have to mention the ID of your component, which is et1. But with this, you have to also mention that it is r.id.et1. Now this R here, it's a resource, resource.id.et1. Now the problem is this et1, which is in your resource, is of type edit text, right? So you have to also mention you have to also typecast it with edit text, because it will give you view, a normal view. We want to be very specific. I want edit text as a view. So that's the first one. We require one more now, which is et2. So you have to mention et2, and this one also et2. Okay, next we require a button, so we'll say, again we'll just typecast it with button, and we'll say find view by ID. We'll say r dot id dot, what button name was button btn add, and the last one is ans answer, which is, we'll say again find, this is your text view. We'll say find view by ID, and we have to mention b r dot id dot what it is, tv answer. Okay, so now we got four components here. Now once you got these four components, you have to assign the listener to the answer. Now how to assign the listener? So just go back to XML or your design, just click on this add button, search for the on click event. So there will be an event called as on click. You can see it's here, and we'll say as soon as anyone clicks on the button, just call a method which is add. So as soon as you mention add there, you can see there's a symbol called m, which represents a method. So in your Java code now, you just have to mention that you're working with a method which is public void add, which takes a parameter as view. Okay, it takes a parameter as view, and as soon as you click on this button, we need to import the package first. Okay, as soon as you click on this button, it will let's print something. We'll print what? We'll print clicked, clicked, clicked on add. Okay, and let's run this now. So if I run this application again on emulator, so it will take some time. Let's see uh, something is happening or not. Okay, it will take some time to load here. Okay, now, so I have, let's take two values. One is, it doesn't matter what values we take. When I click on add, oh, we got the answer. How's that possible? I guess this is the wrong application which is opened. Which application I'm working with? I have not performed any action. That's the magic, right? Oh, I have two apps. That was the earlier app. So now this is 8 and 6, and if I click on add button, you can see we got something here which is called as clicked on add. Okay, so that's how you can perform an action here. But I don't want to print this, right? I want to perform an action here. That action is, or that operation is, I want to fetch the values of 81 and 82. So we'll say this is int I equal to 81 dot get text. Okay, but the problem is that text will be in a string format. We need to convert that format into integer, so you have to say integer dot parseInt, right? And so that's your for T81, and we still got an error here. Okay, we need to convert this into string format. Yeah, so then we need to copy this code. We want it one more time, which is here. And that's why I say whenever you want to learn advanced programming, your Java concept should be clear. Okay, and let me take one more, which is int k. I will say I plus j, and now let's assign this value to answer. Now how to assign the value? So we have to say answer, which is your text view. We'll say set text, and we can say answer is, I have to mention double quotes here, colon, and we'll say plus k. Okay, now let's run this application. I hope it will work. Don't tell me it will open the same app again, the wrong app. Okay, this is the wrong app here. I have two first app. So it's starting, oh, it's again open the same app. I don't know what's happening here. So let me open my app. So if I enter 8 and 89 and 8, which should be 97, right? So if I click on this add button, you can see the answer is 97. So this add function is working because we have assigned the onClick method. So that's one way. The second way of doing this is, let me just comment this part. Okay, the second way of doing this is by you can add a listener to the button. And how to do that? We have to say b dot add, or we have to say set on click listener, in which you have to pass the object of on click listener. So this on click listener is an interface, and we need to create the object of interface here. So the way you can create the object of interface is by using new on click listener, because we have to also provide the implementation for that, because it's an interface, right? So this is anonymous inner class. If you're not sure what is anonymous inner class, you can just go back to my Java codes and the Java tutorials and search for the video on inner classes. So let me just type this thing here. Just search for inner classes, okay, in my YouTube channel. So you can search for inner classes Telusko, so you will get that video, and just watch that video for this. Okay, now let me assign that value, or let me perform this action in that method. So we can just reuse the code. Okay, let's copy this and paste. Let me remove these comments here. Okay, and the proper indentation. Oh, what's that? Okay, the proper indentation here. Okay. Okay, now once we have provided the proper indentation, we have assigned a listener here, and you can see we have commented this part. Now since we have commented that part, we need to remove the action from the add button, so we need to remove this. Let's go back to your codes. Everything seems perfect. Now let's run this application. Let's see if it's working or not. Okay, and now then don't tell me again it will open the same wrong app. Yeah, that's weird. I guess maybe this is because of the same name. Okay, now let me just assign values. We'll say 88 and we'll say this is 5. If I click on add button, you can see this is 93, right? But this time we are working with the add on click listener. Now that's how you can add two numbers, right? But let's say you're familiar with Java 8. Let's say if you have already worked on Java 8. Now the advantage here is if you have worked on Java 8, we don't require all this code. This is a boilerplate code here, and we can provide a lambda expression. Oh, okay, it's again says at not this level, so you can see there's a red symbol here. We can set the language level to Java 8 because it only supports with Java 8, right? So there you can see we have reduced the code a bit. In fact, we don't have to mention this view also. That's optional. We don't have to mention this round brackets. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to again my YouTube channel and search for Java 8 new features and just mention Telusko there so that you will get my videos on YouTube. So just search for this video first and the uh, Telusko or Java 8 new videos, new features. Okay, now if I run this code just for the last verification, again we know that it will open my old app. Okay, sorry for that. Oh, we need to change the source code. Yeah, I had to do some settings there. So, but it works. If you run this application on your machine, I just have to change my source level from 7 to 8 in the settings. So I will do that later, but it works. You know, this thing will work if you have using Java 8. Okay. Now let's go back to the working code. So that's your working code for this. In fact, Java 8 also works. And yeah, that's it. That's it from this code. We can. That's how we can add two numbers. So thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe the channel so that you can watch for further videos.